This is the OMFL.
You can't touch this.
And you're in the mix with Kinda Real Name. Here's another OMFL production.
What's up, guys? I hope you're doing okay on a Sunday afternoon. What am I doing? I swear, there's only water in this bottle. Good evening. Hope that everybody's having a good night. I come to you live from Press Pass Live right here in New Orleans. Right outside New Orleans, technically, but it's all New Orleans if you ask me. Hope that you guys are doing okay. Not a whole lot for us to dig into. My nose itches. A terrible time for a nose itch. But let's dig into it. Raj, how you doing tonight, buddy? Looks like just me and you. Is that it? That can't be it. What's everybody else at? Everybody was asking for a Press Pass Live tonight. I give it to them. They disappear. All right, let's go. Let's look at a couple of league games. I don't really know what to look at. Let's look if the playoff standings started today. Let's get over to the overlay. I don't know where everybody's at. What a bad season this has been. Let's look. Let's do this. I normally don't like to run Discord when I'm doing this, but let me go ahead. Let me fire it up. We'll look at Bills really quick. Let's start at the AFC, and then we'll jump over to the NFC real quick, and then we'll go talk some mailbag questions, because I know Bill posts his playoff potential bracket for season number 96. Are we really in week? Oh, that's right. We just advanced to week 15. I'm gonna have 2 games in a row that I don't get to play because one is a CPU and one the owner couldn't play. All right. So according to Madden right now, if it ended today, the Chiefs are the number 1 seed. Number 2 seed are the Baltimore Ravens. The Patriots are your number 3 seed. The Jaguars are number 4, which I just didn't realize they've snuck their way up there. Chargers at number 5. The Browns at number 6. And then the Steelers, our boy Clyde, at number 7. According to Bill, it's exactly how Bill has it, except for still alive is the Colts at 7-6. He actually has... Oh, he's got the Titans as the number 4 seed. So according to Madden, it's the Jags, but he's got the Jags out. The Titans are in. So evidently the Titans and Jags are fighting for an opportunity. Jets at 7-6, Dolphins at 6-7, Bills at 5-8. I think those 2 teams are actually going to be done. And so this is really going to be Jets, Jaguars, Colts, Steelers, Browns, Titans, maybe Patriots. They're 8-5. The Jets are 7-6. So there might be a possibility there, but that's kind of how that race is coming down. I'd love to hear who you guys think is in, who you think's out. The chat is pretty much dead. It's just me and old Raj, but I'd love to hear who you guys think is going to be in, who you think is going to be out. Should be some good playoff races. I do think the Titans are going to get in. Let's see, what's Bill got them at? Titans are sitting at 7-6, so they're kind of battling it out with the Jaguars at 7-6. Colts are right there on the cusp. Jets are right there on the cusp. I do think the Patriots are going to get in over the Jets. And then get the Browns and Steelers as the number 1 and number 2, or 2 and 3 wild card. Number 1 at 10-3 to the Chargers. That one's pretty much done, because the Chiefs are right above them at 12-1. Those are pretty much sewed up. Ravens at 9-4 have an opportunity to close the door, And so we really just got a handful of teams. I think the Titans are going to be able to squeeze in. This should be a really good game this week. This will give us some good matchups. I'd love to see Nipple versus Clyde. Nipple's kind of been hot and cold, but clearly he's running hot this season, and so maybe Nipple can get right back into the playoff hunt, give the Chiefs some competition. These last couple OMFL Bowls have just been about the Chiefs and what they can do with their team. I think the Patriots would be really good about that too. We can, Raj, which I just haven't had time to mess with. To be totally honest with you, I have had zero time to even talk with you or get with you or figure it. You got to stay on me. Right now, my life is in a crazy season. I'm starting to get ahead of the game a little bit, and so I think one more tough week, and I'll be far enough ahead where my life will slow down just a little bit. The Patriots and Browns, that would be an awesome matchup. I think we've seen that one before in a really tight game. And then defense versus offense, even though one could argue Brady, his team hasn't been up to the defensive standard that his team is used to, but Colin can put up a ton of points. This is a very good wild card team. Should be a division winner, should be a much higher seed than 5, but when you're in the same division as the Kansas City Chiefs, it's going to be what it is. I know there's not. I just feel like a terrible human, Raj, because I've been so busy. All right, looking at the NFC side, this is the way Madden has it. Dallas Cowboys at 1, Panthers at 2, Lions at 3, Cardinals at 4, Seahawks at 5, Falcons at 6, and then the Washington football team at 7. Here's how Bill has it. Bill has 1 Cowboys, 2 Cardinals, so there's a little flip-flop there. Panthers at 10-3, Lions at 10-3, so all 3 of those teams fighting out for that 2 through 4 seed. Falcons at 7-6, the Washington football team at 7-6, and then Seattle at 7-6. So he's got a little flip-flop there between Seattle and the Washington football team. Still in the hunt, technically. Denver and his Vikings, Smash and his Bears, Priest, Eagles, Rams, Saints, we're all done. I don't care what anybody says. I think what we see, though, is what we're going to get with that real fun battle about who is going to come in at 2, 3, and 4. That'll really mix this up, right? This could completely flip-flop. It could go upside down. It could go anywhere. So there's a lot that it could do, and it could be really, really fun. I'd love to see Maniac versus Rob. Rob's completely checked out, so I think even if he makes it in, he's a one and done. Panthers could get hot at the right time. We've seen him do it before. Lions and Falcons would be a great game. Falcons love to spread you out. They like to pass the ball a whole lot. Lions like to play really good defense. They can turn you over pretty quickly, and a game could get out of hand pretty quick. So that would be a fun matchup. Man, Pepper and the Seahawks versus D-Money and the Cardinals, that could get ugly. Pepper can make you earn it. Like, Pepper is definitely one of our better Madden 21 players. He seems to be more interested than less interested. And when he's on a roll with that team, man, he is tough to beat. I just, like, D-Money's a juggernaut. Not many of us are on D-Money's level. There's, one could argue, 3 other teams in this Madden that's proven it, this whole Madden. Dallas, Penguins, or now I'm calling out names of teams and names of owners, but Dwayne, Penguins, Trey is arguable. Mo, right? And Mo's checked out this season, so it's not going to be anything this season. That can make for some really fun matchups there. I'm going to be interested to see what happens in these last 2 weeks as we get to the home stretch. I'm going to try to play spoiler, especially against the Panthers. I am not playing the CPU. Didn't play the CPU last week. Won't play it in week number 17 if he can't play. So it looks like my Madden 21 days are very, very, very numbered. We'll see how that one works out and see how that plays out. So let me hear in chat. It's just me and Raj. It looks like Bloop, you're hanging out with us. Thanks for being with us, buddy. It looks like there's a couple other stalkers out there. Let me know, what matchups would you like to see here in the entire AFC, NFC, OMFL playoffs? Like, there could be some really good games, some really interesting potential matchups, right? We might see Cardinals and Dallas. That would be a really fun game to see. We might see a Dallas Lions matchup. We could see a Panthers Cardinals matchup. Lions Cardinals would be a good fun matchup. I'd even like to. I don't know that it's going to happen. I doubt it's going to happen. But a Falcons Seahawks matchup would be a fun one. Over in the AFC, Penguins and Nipples. That would be a fun one. I'd love to see Bloop. Sorry, Bloop. I'd love to see Bloop go up against Penguins. I know he would sit here and argue with me, but that would be a fun one. Chargers versus Penguins. Those two guys I don't think like each other. Colin and Penguins are not going out to dinner anytime soon. That might be a fun matchup between a great offense and a great defense. What other matchups? Browns Ravens might be a fun one if that could happen. Some really good potential teams. I mean, it sucks that you don't see like my team even sniffing it. You don't see the Giants, that team. That really sucks that you don't see that. What other teams are we really missing here? Let's get to the bottom. The Buccaneers, and it sucks that they're not around. Giants, we talked about it. It sucked to lose Glaze. I get it. I think he's going to regret the decision, but I get it. Sucks not that our boy Ross is just physically unable probably to be 100% and give 100% with his team. Smash is sniffing it though. Colts, Titans. So there's some really good teams that are like right on the edge that possibly could get in. So Dallas and Lions would be a really good game, Raj. It would be really, really fun. Raj has got a bunch of giveaways that we're going to do. So for the Summer League that we're going to do, the PS5 Summer League, which I haven't quite decided how to do it. And I may even see if somebody else can do it so I can concentrate on creating news and that kind of stuff. But he's got some things that we can do giveaways with. And we're going to need to start our fundraiser soon because everything, because of COVID, went up. And so, like OMFL, all of our trophies doubled to buy them and ship them, which sucked. So we're running on fumes right now. And the website's going to be due soon and all that fun stuff. So we've got some pretty big things coming up. Where are you going? I'm very confused, Bloop, about what's going on in Canada with you right now. All right, let's put up the mailbag questions. Looks like we have some mailbag questions. I was reading a message I need to respond to after Press Pass Live is over. All right, let's pull it up real quick. All right, it's gonna be small, but don't worry about it. That's what he said. Let's get over here to some owner submitted questions. There's not a ton of them. There's a few. Looks like Clag trying to get them points in this season. He says every cycle EA introduces some new stuff to the game that inevitably invariably. That's the word I'm trying to spit out. I had inevitably in my mind. Invariably dismiss or completely redo the following cycle. QB cone, target passing still a thing. Locomotion, which I think is still a thing. Jurtle on the thumbstick. Don't know what that means, but I think you mean the combo moves, which is still a thing, I think, but you got to earn it. It's like a X factor. What do you predict or wish will be missing from Madden 22 that is in Madden 21? That one's super easy. Chat, I want to hear from you. So Raj, Bloop, anybody else that was here. Oh, I get you. I can't do both. Oh, okay. That's going to drive me nuts. Okay. We'll just leave it like this, and chat will be slightly delayed for me. This one's super easy, but I want to hear from you. What do you want to see them remove? And it's going to be abilities. I want to see abilities go away. I was a big fan of them when they first came out. I was a big supporter of them, but they just got more and more gimmicky. And when they started like making some of them really, really powerful, that to me ruined seasons 3 and 4. There were some X Factor abilities in there that really ruined season 3 and 4 for me. I'm trying to think of what else is out there. The scouting, like dump the whole thing, just crumble it up, throw it away, and just start anew. Or just go back to like Med 15 or whatever that one was that we had those really good scoutings, or you could go and scout each attribute. You could, bring that back. Or give us what NHL has, because I know NHL has a really good season. We're not going to have them next Madden. Unless something like really drastically changes, we're not going to have them. Now, what hasn't been decided, won't be decided until we get the game, is comp or no comp. If we're going to do comp or if we're going to do sim mode. I'm just kind of over the random stuff. It's just your team randomly doesn't show up. Your guy randomly drops the ball. Your team randomly plays slower. It doesn't feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Natural's not the word I'm looking for, but it doesn't feel natural, right? It feels predetermined, out of your control, and I just hate that stuff. Like, give me comp mode. They play up to their ratings. If you make a mistake, you're going to get picked. I'm fine with that. Like, we had a season with 40, 50, and 60 interceptions. Hey, if you threw 60 and you made 60 bad decisions, guess what, homie? Sorry, you're throwing 60 picks. But guys like Clyde who earn plays and then it gets taken away from them because the game just said, nope, you're dropping this interception. Don't love it. Raj, here's my problem with coaches, whether it's head coaches, which is why we don't allow them, or whether it's coaching staffs, which everybody's excited for. It's just another thing I gotta police. Like, I don't want another thing that I have to police and that people are gonna take advantage of, such as Mo and D-Money. I'm trying to think who else takes advantage of stuff. Sometimes Ross, right? Like, there's a couple of guys here that, and I'm not saying they're not cheaters, but they're just really smart individuals. Both of those two that I name either own a business or work for the federal government, right? So who have the spare time on their hands to find the ways to use the game to their ability. So I just don't like that kind of stuff. Give me things that still can be even. And so I haven't even thought the whole coach thing through all the way, but get rid of abilities, scrap the abilities and scrap the scouting system. What do you guys want to see? Anything that you want to see them get rid of in this game? Stackable juke abilities. I don't think that's what it's called, but it's like stackable moves that you can 1, 2, 3 on top. I hated that since the moment I seen that. Now we don't see a lot of it because it's one that you have to earn and put in, and then it's a skill you got to get good at. So we don't see it a lot, but it's one that I've never liked at all. Yeah, Bloop, you did go on a Twitter rant. People shouldn't be able to ride the snake to the combine and still be able to draft as well as the guy that put in time all the season? What is ride the snake? Is that a West Virginia saying? I don't know what that means. But yeah, I'll take all that stuff that you were saying, Blue. I still am not sold on coach thing. Even if they make it where you can only hold on to him for 2 seasons, it still only happens 2-3 times tops our entire cycle. I'm just not interested in things that happen 2 to 3 times a Madden cycle. I'm looking for things that are a little bit deeper than that for me, just the way I'm saying. Now, offline or leagues that get in more seasons than that, I totally understand how that could be good. All right, let's go look at some more questions since I don't know that we have any more thoughts. But if you do, I want to hear them. Class said at launch, Madden 21 had one X Factor rookie. Rookie? What's a rookie? Why can't I talk today? My tongue is not playing nice. Only had one X Factor rookie and a small handful of superstar rookies. Here's a link. Let's look at his little linky link. Give your opinion. Which second year I need to go to bed. Which second year players from the list above will see the most drastic depth trait, either progress or regress, for Madden 22? The second question I think will be interesting. All right, so Chase Young was an X Factor. Burrow, Judy, Simmons, Lamb, Henderson, Beckham, Okuda, Brown, and Ruggs, all superstar. And then you can see pretty big list of star. My biggest complaints about NFL rookies in Madden has always been they don't equate what you get in the game. So like if you go, I'm assuming here, but these guys are going to be 77 to 80 maybe. I think 79 is usually, every now and then you'll see a 80, 81, but most of them like 75 to 78 is probably the average. Most of these rookies here are going to be way below that, right? Like some of these rookies are almost unplayable and they were first round rookies. I think Chase Young's going to stay where he is, especially when it comes to depth trade. Joe Burrow wouldn't surprise me if maybe he stays where he's at. Judy, I think, will stay. I don't know a ton about Simmons. I don't know how his season was. Henderson, I think, may drop. Who knows what they'll do with offensive linemen. Derek Brown, I think, will stay where he's at, if not go up. Okuda probably go up. Ruggs probably go down. Delpit may drop. Wouldn't surprise me. Winfield may go up. That wouldn't surprise me. Herbert's going to go way up. He'll probably be an X Factor. Edwards-Helaire maybe go up. Wouldn't surprise me if he stayed. Jonathan Taylor will probably stay. Some of these guys I don't know. I'm assuming this kid here didn't do anything. I don't even remember that name, so he's probably going to drop, but maybe I'm just an idiot, which is a very good chance that is true. Another guy I didn't hear a whole lot from. JK probably will go up. Patrick Queen will probably go up. Maybe not. I mean, he had a really good season, but it's a little up and down. Caesar wouldn't surprise me if he dropped, and Justin's going to go way up. Best season in the NFL by a rookie receiver ever. He'll probably go up. What do you guys think about this list? Give me who you think may go up or down. AJ Terrell, wouldn't surprise me if he went up. It's a good list, man. What do you guys think? Anybody you think is going to go up or down? So Henderson should stay. Yeah, Herbert's going to shoot through the roof. Chase is going to stay. Burrow's going to stay. He's going to definitely lose some injury. Yeah, all super interesting. Now, his second part of the question. What are some rookie dev traits for incoming rookies? Madden 22, Trevor Lawrence, and X Factor. Again, I hope they do away with abilities and come up with a new dev system. But Trevor Lawrence definitely is going to be an X Factor, right? He's what was the guy's name on draft day? Remember that kid on draft day? I can't think of his name that everybody traded away and was trying to get, and you know what the whole freaking movie's about. Can't remember that guy's name, but I'm trying to think who. This is not a good time. NFL. Let's do NFL rookie draft. I don't even remember. These are not good. These are not good 11 o'clock at night questions. Even though technically it's only 10:17. Najee Harris. You think he'll get superstar? Some of me says no. Maybe he will. Jamar Chase is definitely going to get superstar. Kyle Pitts probably X Factor. Devontae Smith, X Factor, maybe just a superstar. ETN star. Star. Waddle star. I wouldn't be surprised if Moore got normal. Bateman got normal. Maybe a star. These are always weird advertisements at the bottom here. Trevor Lawrence is definitely going to be an X Factor. Trey Sermon. I don't know what any of these, like, for some of these guys, like, I have no clue. Terrence Marshall's probably going to be normal, but he's going to have a good season. He's going to be a good player for the Panthers. St. Brown, I have no clue. Michael Carter, no clue. Tony, I think will get star, but maybe not. Trey Lance, boy, that's a tough one. It's got to get star, superstar maybe. I mean, he is, I don't know, man. He was everything people wanted, you know. This is a fantasy football, so it's not going to have all these other guys that we were talking about in chat. But I agree with you. The guy from Penn State, I think, will definitely get superstar. All right, let's look at a couple others. It's Colin. 3/4 of the season. Oh, Colin. 3/4 of the season. What are your thoughts on FPR court? The honest truth is, I agree with you, Raj, but none of these guys have. So there's that. So first, it's like none of these guys have proven anything. It's all about hype. It's all about a name. It's all about what people say. I think he's going to get superstar because he was like the hottest name out there, you know, outside of Trevor when it came to the quarterback position. I think it'll be interesting to see what all those quarterbacks get. I hope they do away with the whole thing. Bloop, I'd love for you to tell us in chat, if you can type it up, just what the dev looks like when it comes to NHL. That would be interesting. FPR court. Number one, I think everybody's unplugged. I think 75%, 85% of this league isn't paying attention. They're not plugged in. They're scheduling and playing their games and enjoying the heat, which I get. So I think that, number one, messes everything up, right? It's hard to get a true gauge on how FPR court would go in a normal season comparing it to this. But so far, I think we just had the one bill, right? And it was an opportunity for them to talk as adults out loud in public, give a ruling, move on. I had somebody that I could have sent to FPR court. I went and watched my game. I got my numbers. They were right on the cusp. I sent him a message. I gave him all fives. We got on the same page. We moved on. And that's what I'm looking for. Because I think a high percentage, 70%, if not 80% of the FPR less than fives that came in were petty and could have been handled with a simple conversation between two owners. And it just didn't happen because it was easier just to put in my feedback and let Nate worry about it. And it just became too much work. It just became way too much work. And so now, if you want to make a case, you got to go put in the work. And I had to go rewatch my game and write down what I thought I seen. It was there, but it was right on the line. Sent the guy a message, said, here's what I found. I'll give you all 5 so we can keep moving and let's keep the thing going. So there's no way Mac Jones gets superstar. I would be blown away if that guy gets superstar. It wouldn't surprise me if Lance gets star at all. I just think he was such a hot name that people would do that. NHL has potential ratings, and it does automatically adjust based off performance, but at least it isn't manual stat padding stuff. Love that. It looks like my internet's crapping out for some random reason. The internet here has been crap for about a week. I know I complain about it all the time, but it has been real poop for about a week. The guys will grow up to it if they play them in their role. Sometimes will overperform. Some will not make their potential. It's all based off their development, which is automatic and not manual, and it will adjust down and up season to season. I love that. I wish they'd do it. I'm learning, though, these teams don't talk. And that's, I mean, there's got to be a reason for it, but I hope the reason isn't just because that's how people do things, because that just sounds like a stupid reason. It sounds like a really stupid reason. But in corporate America, they wouldn't completely surprise me, right? If that's what happened. Let's talk about Raj says, I don't know how Madam assigns them at random. I think it is. I think it's completely random outside of what comes with the game, right? That's decided by the devs or whatever, which I also don't love. I don't love these EA ratings adjusters. That's my thing about EA, and this is why I don't think it'll go away, right, Bloop? That's why I think they won't put in the NHL type of system, because it's become a social media thing with the NFL, with the players having a ratings adjuster at games, conversations, tweets, videos, Instagram, like all of that stuff. It's created its own buzz. It's created its own monster. It's just never going to go away, because they would be throwing away a massive platform that they created, I think, on accident. Yeah, I think the only way it goes away if NFL players stop caring, and I think the NFL puts money behind it, and that's never going to happen. It's shocking they don't share information in NHL. Hire guys who made the hockey manager game to run their franchise modes like football man. Yeah, it'd be awesome. I don't know why they don't do that kind of stuff either, right? Like Douglas, whatever his name is, on Twitter, right, that puts out all this amazing UI graphics. How do you not contract that guy? How do you not bring him on the team and throw him some money? Like, I mean, that guy's doing some amazing stuff out there, and clearly wants to do it, right? Like, he's making that content. It's just really surprising to me that kind of stuff doesn't do. Yeah, totally. No, I totally agree with you, Raj, but that's why I think it'll never go away. So let me wrap up Colin's question. I kept reading the chat here, and then we can talk about NFL 2K delaying their game and then wrap it up. I was going to say short show, but we've already been live for 32 minutes, even though it's been on for 42, because it took a couple minutes to let everybody get here. So, Colin, I think it'll work, because the point is, for the pettiness, get over it, all right? Or go do the homework and submit some real stuff. Not this like, oh, he hurt my feelings, and so I'm going to give him a 4 because he doesn't play by the rules. And then number 2, go have a conversation, right? And most stuff can be taken care of in a conversation. Yeah, totally, Bloop and Raj. You guys are totally right. It's the stupid, don't love it. I think if they won't, but if they ever put an NHL type system, I think you could still do that whole engagement with players and the social media stuff and like that big platform, but just in a different way, right? Because now players aren't upset about their ratings, which I do think has become, twisted a negative to become a positive because it's like free advertisement, but they're going to continue to like jack up players' ratings or just overinflate players' ratings. Anyway, if they move to more of a potential dev system, it could be a much more interesting conversation that we wouldn't see maybe the quick up and down adjustments, even though we don't see it in CFM, right? We just kind of see it at the beginning, and then we're set, and then we deal with what happens. Now, I agree with you, Raj. It's supposed to be, but they don't. And it's because I believe most adults don't know how to have a normal adult conversation without getting emotions stuck into it and getting personal and just making things ugly for the sake of making them ugly. And we've got some bullheaded dudes here, and I think FPR court forces people to have that conversation in public, and so I can kind of control it a little bit better, even though controlling it is not what I'm ultimately trying to do. I'm trying to help people figure out their stuff so we can move on. And if a guy can't play by our rules, then how do we just politely pat each other in the back, thank him for your time, and move on? All right, let's talk NFL 2K. Let's do this. Let's come over here. Let's see what we can find here. I think there was an article out there. Let's do this one. Is this up? No. All right, let me get the right one up for y'all. All right, it's from IGN 5 days ago. I was going to make news about this, but it's like, I don't know. It's the game that you need to play, but I haven't. Number one, I don't have time to play the game. Number two, I haven't got myself there to play this game, but I will. I'll get there because Raj does such a great job of finding this information for me. Again, for our people who watch us, like, I'm not trying to be Eric Rayweather. Like, that dude does a great job, and he's got a massive following. And clearly, I don't know if he does this full time or not, or what I don't know. I don't know the dude. He gets it out quick, man. He's Johnny on the spot, but I'm not trying to repeat what he does. And I know all news is news and needs to be reported, but I think so much of this type of stuff is like you're actually reporting nothing, and then you have to like find a way to turn nothing into an 8 to 12 minute video because of watch times and all that other yuck that comes with YouTube. But you got to do it. So one day I'm going to get myself there. It says 2K's upcoming NFL arcade game has been delayed. Originally set to release this year, 2K announced its upcoming Untitled NFL arcade game has been pushed out of fiscal year 2022. This places the game's release to beyond March of next year. And so some people were thinking it's going to come out of March. I'm thinking they're just going to wait until next NFL season. Unless there's a reason that releasing an arcade game in the middle of non-football season, that seems like that's going to set yourself up to be a bad look. I think we're going to start to see some news come out next year about this game. They're going to build out and they're going to release this game for August, July, August, maybe September, right? Of 2022. I never even played 2K. I don't know if you get. Oh, that's loud. I don't know if that was loud for y'all, but it was loud for me. I think I got it to where y'all can't hear it, so good for you. Did you guys play 2K? I never played 2K, never had an Xbox. Heard about it, seen a lot about it, but yeah, I never personally played. It's 2K5. Nothing like throwing crossbody, huh? Some people say this is the best game ever. My issue with those types of statements, I think hindsight is always 2020, and we look back thing with fondness. I remember Madden 01 is always going to be one of my favorite Maddens. And if we fired it up and played it today, I would probably be like, that sucks. But it just holds a fond memory in my heart. And so it just felt like one of those really good things. Wow, no football till 12. I was PC for most of what the 2K lifespan was, and so that's why I never played 2K. I was a PC gamer, and they didn't make a PC game, and Matt was doing such a great job PC wise. I didn't even mess with it. Raj, I still think releasing a game during the draft isn't like it's a small lifespan, right? Because the new games are going to start dropping in 4 months after that, or whatever the actual time frame is. The summertime, people usually don't play football games, right? Or at least the game player base drops tremendously. I think they're just going to wait. They're going to release it in 2022, like July, maybe August type of thing. Since it's an arcade game, probably July. Eric had some interesting thoughts. I think, though, looking at what they did with WWE 2K, right? Like they went last year, they didn't make a 2K game, WWE one. They came out with WWE Playgrounds, and it was like that super over-the-top arcadey, but it had some, I never played it, but it had some really neat things. I think it was called Battlegrounds. Let's see if we can find a video. We're just gonna mute this. There we go. It's gonna be skippy for y'all because I don't have it set on the right thing. Pepper, I think that's an interesting perspective. It came back. I don't know if you've played it since it's come back. I think it ended up being a player-based thing, right? I could be wrong. What do I know? I'm just a dude, but that's just my opinion. I think it just became a player-based thing. I think the game continued to grow, and it was easier to build them for a console. It was more controllable than it was for the PC games. But anyway, to get back to... I don't 100% know what that means, but I kind of do. But I haven't been a PC gamer in a long time. But this is what I think we can come to expect, right? This is what I think we can look forward to when it comes to NFL 2K. I know it's skippy. It's because I have it as a browser source, not as a browser source, as you're just viewing it from my computer, so it makes it skippy. But I think that's what we'll get, right? I think we're going to get like realistic movement, but I think we're going to get like over the top characters and like over the top stuff, right? Like over the top reactions and movements and the smoke, the fire, like all of that stuff. I actually never played this game. I kind of gave WWE a break since our league took a break, but I think our league is coming back this year, and so I'll probably give the new 2K game a try. But I think it'll fit a niche, right? It'll fit a market for people who like those types of games, and I think it'll be a good way to get people playing 2K again. I think what I'd like to see, though, is some type of like show us what you could do if you were making a simulation game when it comes to like the franchise stuff. So the UI and the depthness and like all of that stuff. The one thing that I'm not a developer, and I'd love to hear from a developer, is that I think all games are going to be animation based, right? And so it's like, why, right? Why is it? What was the old 2K stuff? Because I don't know what the other options are, and like why has everything just moved to like things trigger animations that are preset and kind of lose some of that control. Dynamics Football. I remember Football Pro 98. I think I played that. Man, I stopped playing in PC 05. I think after building my computer twice, I was like, okay, this is really expensive to keep up. I'd rather invest this money into a game like a console and be done with it, move on. Roger, you need to go look at our YouTube channel. We had a really fun league where you created your own player, and everybody in the league, we put out a card, and we put out belts and we like managed our own promotion with storylines and everything. It was a lot of fun. It was a ton of work. I mean, I would put in, I think every video that you watch would have 6 hours worth of work into it. Go check it out. I think you'll like it. It was fun, man. It was awesome. I can't wait till we get a new game. And even if it's WWE this year and then AEW the next year, that's the one I'm really interested in checking out. I know, Blue, but what's it called, right? If it wasn't animation based, what was it? And then why? There's got to be a reason that people didn't go that route. I don't know if it was expense. I didn't know if it was, I don't know what it is, right? But there's a reason that games didn't go that route, because even WWE, they're all the 2K stuff, right? Is all animation based. Their basketball, their WWE, everything is animation based. Ross, I don't think so. I could be wrong. I never got into the make your own play stuff. It was just the worst. Just the worst. What's up, Outlaw? I purposely have not answered your DMs, and I don't think I'm going to, bub. I think we should just leave that conversation where it ended. So yeah, I think this could be a good thing. I think people seeing what happens when you rush games to market, and they learned a lesson last year. They had some kind of thing, a split happen right before the last WWE game came out. It was a complete disaster. It's what killed our league. We didn't even get it. We didn't even buy it. We kind of shut the league down. And then they came out with Battlegrounds, and now they're coming out with another 2-game. And so I think the companies are learning, like, let's not rush it. Let's figure it out, especially with everything with COVID and PlayStation 5s not being readily available. I don't know about. We're not an Xbox league or community, right? So Pepper may know because maybe he has his ear close to the ground. But is Xbox having the same issues with the chips and the processors and all that, or they having issues selling Xboxes? No, you're right about that. 2K, I think 2K8 is the last one that they made, and there's still like communities that still play it. I don't think they're user versus user, but they still play it. If something happened, Bloop, you could be totally spot on, but something definitely happened that caused that shift, and now I don't think it's fixable, right? Like it would be almost like we'd have to scrap and start over, and none of these companies are going to do that, right? I think it's easier for them to build off of what they have, and it's going to be animation based, and it is what it is. And so hopefully they figure out how to continue to make it better and better. All right, we're going to put a bow in the show. We'll go for another 4 minutes. Open it up to you guys, though. What do you think about 2K delaying their game? We talked a little bit about what modes or what add-ons or what things would you want to see Madden do away with. And we're just watching a little WWE Battlegrounds, which I think is going to give us an idea of what to expect. I know that Eric threw out a ton of stuff and his options. I think it's fairly easy. I think it's going to be Battlegrounds. I think exactly what we've seen is what we're going to get for whatever the NFL 2K looks like. Again, I know it's skippy on y'all's end because I don't have it. I didn't plan on playing a video tonight. It just kind of happened, but these are the first 11 minutes of campaign gameplay. Is Access their, what is that? Is that their version of PSN? I know nothing about Xbox, so just to show you how big of an idiot I am. There's a lot I don't know about. I'm sure that would not shock anybody here. I think competition's good though. And I can't wait till they finally get to market. We may have one more tough year to deal with. I think that's going to be tough, right? Like, I don't think people can handle one more tough year. But just like, yeah, it doesn't take a genius, right? Like COVID, all the issues that has created for everyone's world, to, you know, having to develop games for two different systems. I think you're going to see a lot more hiccups. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But I think we have an opportunity, hopefully, that after one more tough year, that we could see maybe some of the greatest time ever in sports gaming. You heard Eric reported, it's being reported 2K bought some companies, EA bought some companies. It would be great to begin to see more sports game opportunities come back. I miss like the college baseball game, college basketball game. Those were all really, really fun games back in the day. I got you. So you still get the console? So you pay like a monthly fee and they send you the console? Is that what that is? It's interesting. It's an interesting it's an interesting way to do it. It's smart on their end. I need to do the math. What's 38 times 24? What's that come up to? Is that paying more? Do you get to pick which console? Because they have two different types of consoles, right? They have the one that's got the lower processor and the one that's faster. Yeah, Blue, I agree. Also, crossplay is gonna, I think, open up a whole new world. I'm also really excited about Discord and PSN. That has a lot of potential. It could be. I wonder. Number one, I wonder if that's an exclusive deal. And number two, it could make for like, I don't know, a really good time to be a PSN player, right? Between crossplay, the new games, just kind of everything, right? I'm confused about it. Raj, I guess my question about that, I don't know why, I guess because you guys are talking to me in chat, but my questions are like, do you pick which console? Because they have two different consoles. And are you paying what it's worth? Like if you go buy an Xbox, it's $500 or whatever it is. Is that what it adds up to? Or is it more than $500? That's why you get it for $38 a month, whatever. What's that mean? They already have built-in functions with Discord. So they already had a partnership? Is there a Discord button on the controller? Like, I don't know what that means, I guess. It could be super cool, though. I'm excited about it. Good for the guys over at Discord, man. I remember when 00, he's the one that told me about Discord and got me to come over. I use that GIF all the time, Ross. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Well, this conversation has wow, so you end up paying double. Hey, if you can't get your hands on one and you can't afford the $500 up front, pay the $38, get the extra little things, and be done with it, I guess. So good on them. PlayStation should, I guess they don't have the machines to sell, so who knows. I know EA Access is $100, right? So it's $812. if Xbox is like PSN 60, so it's 120, so it's 700, 800, I mean $680, whatever the actual number is. I guess you're not necessarily paying double with all the add-ons, but you're paying more. What's that mean, Pepper? What do they have? I don't. I always do the 1 month $5 and cancel it in 3 days or whatever it was. Now, we not doing nothing, Maniac. I got a PS5 sitting right there. I'm not buying it. I don't make the kind of money y'all make working for a nonprofit, being a pastor. I ain't buying 2 systems. Oh, I understand. So you got to pay every month? That's expensive. Holy. Am I doing the math right? That's $180 a year? Wow. That's almost triple what PSN is. Well, I gotta go to bed. I was up till 4:30 this morning working. So I'm a little sleep deprived. That's expensive. I'm a loser. I literally play like 3 games. So like all those extra games, all that extra stuff, I don't pay any of that. I wouldn't pay for like all the play these old games. I don't have I don't. I play for the social connection. So Madden, PUBG, Battlefield, Red Dead every now and then, but I haven't played it in like 6 months. And I play Road to the Show offline, but I play like 15 minutes at night before I go to bed after I played all the other stuff. Bloop, I'm just like you, bub. I don't do any of that stuff, man. Whew. It's expensive, Raj. That is not cheap. Even at $9.99 a month, it's more expensive than PSN. Which is why I'm originally a PSN gamer. Because when I went from PC back to console, number one, I never had an Xbox, I had a PlayStation. Then I went to PC. And then when I came back to console, that's when the Xbox Red Ring of Death. And you had to pay to play online. And I was, I don't know, 27, 28, 2 kids, a wife that was a cancer patient, and I was like, I'm not paying nothing. Give me PSN, it's free. So yeah. FIFA Online was so much fun. It is one of the biggest things I miss here. Raj's in NASCAR league that he used to run here. I miss that, and I miss the FIFA Online. Man, we used to get like 11 of us or 8 of us, some big number, and we would all play, and it was so much fun. Now, Raj, your NASCAR league was fun. Outside of Outlaw purposely crashing everybody. Oh, really, Pepper? Some would argue it's toxic here. Yeah, FIFA was fun, Colin. Yeah, Raj used to run a NASCAR league, and it was fun. But I could see where you would have to have a lot of, like, gray rules because, yeah, things would get ugly quick. We used to have a guy who used to be here. They got booted several times. It snuck back in a couple times, but he would just purposely wreck. And then sometimes people wouldn't purposely wreck, but somebody would say they were purposely wrecking them, and it just got ugly for no reason. Because when people get in wrecks, it would take like forever to finish a race. And I never understood, like, I think it would be more fun if you could really tweak your cars to have an advantage, like the whole experience. Because sometimes it just felt like some cars were just faster. And so anyway, well, guys, y'all showed up 45 minutes late, but I guess I appreciate y'all being here. It's just me and Raj for forever there. Yeah, Rubbin's racing. Oh, yes, he would. Right? Oh, yes. Priest Ross would get infuriated. But there were some fun races, man. There was a couple. It was fun. It's fun. I'd love to bring back like I just don't know if it would work, but either FIFA or NASCAR, like bring back one of those games. Even as we get some of these new games, maybe even like when NCAA drops their game, I'll freaking start an NCAA league, but super slow advance, like once a week. Like once a week we're gonna advance this thing. Let it be like a third thing that you do, and just be fun. So. Gran Turismo, man, I never played it, but I know a lot of people that really got into it. Got real into it. I'm ready for this to be done. This Madden. Pepper, I've heard a lot about it. Pootie's a big proponent of that game. I haven't played it, again, because I didn't even download it. I guess it's still technically free because it's still May. But yeah, it's just like, I only love to play games that other people play. I don't like to play stuff with randoms or offline. I just don't do those things that much. Even Red Dead, which is an amazing game offline, I just get bored with it. Like I do it for the social interaction. That's why I do it. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. A little over an hour and 10 minutes here. I think we had fun. Yeah, I think NCAA is another thing that people look back with fondness and the skewed memories. Just too many gimmicky things in the college game that took the fun out of it for me. Maybe the new one will put the fun back in, but also limit it, right? Like, it's only so much content I can create working all these full-time jobs I got. All right, guys. Last week, it was do something nice for somebody. This week, is take care of yourself. All right, I want you to do some self-care. For me, it's video gaming, right? Doing this right here. This is actually self-care. It's work. Set up all this stuff and do everything I got. It's work. I hate recruiting. That's the one thing, Blake, that made me quit that game because it just, I don't know. I give no rant about it, but it made me stop playing the game. Take care of yourself this week. Find something, hit the reset button. Find something that takes care of your mental health. Find a place to get rest and get yourself in a good place. I've been a journaler for a couple of years now. I don't do it every day, but I try to make time a couple times a week. When I'm in a good time, I'm doing it every day, but sometimes it hits a bad area. Do some journaling, music, go for a run, work it out, play some video games. We got PUBG and Battlefield that we're playing a lot. Just good dudes. Do something that you can go and take care of yourself this week. So a lot of love for you. If you're looking for like some leadership type content, some spiritual content, come follow me at my other channels, natelejeune.com, homechurch217.com, homechurch217 on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, Nate Lejeune on Twitter and Instagram. Come give me a follow, man. Come help me out. And I think you'll get some really good content out of it as well. Bloop, they have a golf league here. It's a ton of fun. I played in it for years before I just finally got bored with it, and then I didn't get the new game. So golf is one of those things I do for a couple years, and it's like, okay, I need a break. So I'm on a break with it right now. But WWE, it's coming back. I don't know when, where, how, but it's going to be coming back. And I'm excited to see about some of these other new games. Who knows? Maybe the OMFL is going to have to change its name. Maybe we're going to go and be a 2K league. Who knows? Only the future will tell. So, guys, have a great rest of your week. God bless you. Come hang out with me on my streams. Come give me a talk and have a good time. All right. Peace and love.